All right. Welcome to My Kind of Convo. I'm your host, Chris.
I'm your girl, Kim.
And it's your hostess, Criss Cross.
Hey. So we have another exciting, fun...
Spine tingling.
Is it really going to spine tingle?
Not really. It sounded great in my head.
Oh, okay. Spine tingle.
Spine tingling.
Okay. We have a few interesting topics and super excited for all our current and new listeners to run down this rabbit hole with us. So
Alice in Wonderland.
And one of my favorites. So we're going to just jump right into it. Who wants to give it a...
I'll give it a whirl.
All right.
Give it a whirl.
There we go.
Okay.
Changing up a little bit, you know.
So,
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. But this one really caught me just by the title. So, ladies, am I the asshole for ordering more food after I heard we were splitting the check?
No.
Wait.
No. Because the big back in me said, do it.
Wait.
Am I the asshole for ordering more food after I heard we were splitting the check?
I'm definitely going to have to hear this one.
So I, 21 male, and a few friends went to celebrate a mutual friend for their birthday. It was organized by their partner, and we were planning on going to a kind of upscale restaurant in our city.
Here we go.
Think suit and tie, dress code enforced. I showed up with my significant other, and we were having a good time. We checked the prices beforehand, and me and my girlfriend set a budget we wouldn't go over since we had other priorities besides dumping it all on a dinner party.
Okay.
We order the food, and we're having a good time. We stay under budget, but I noticed my friend's partner continually... I don't think much of it since it's his partner's birthday, you know? But when the bill comes, the table of 10 is suddenly told the gifts we're expected to give is to split the check. Now, it's my friend's birthday, and I've known him for close to a decade. I would have been fine splitting his bill, however expensive it should have been. To put in perspective, me and my girlfriend's bill came out to just under $200, give or take.
Oh, good Lord. That's still Sorry.
The entire bill was nearing $800, and they still wanted to get dessert. I noticed me and my girlfriend had the least amount of food and didn't get multiple appetizers, drinks, etc. The thing is, I know I'm more financially stable than my friends and my age, since I really just had the cosmic luck of landing a decent job right out of school. So I could contribute, but frankly, I felt this was a trap to get me to pay more than we budgeted. If they communicated prior to the dinner as an obligation, that's one matter, but suddenly telling us after everyone is mostly done eating dinner seems sketchy at the very least. I had a quick text conversation with my girlfriend, and we both decided to order expensive desserts, raising the price even more. Now, suddenly...
Not Petty LaBelle entering the dinner.
Right. Jumped right into the petty chapter.
Now, suddenly, when the bill comes, some people, especially my friend's boyfriend, doesn't have enough money to pay the equal between everyone. They start bickering in a public restaurant, and my friend accuses me of intentionally raising the bill outside of their budget. I countered with how it was kind of rude to just expect people to pay stuff for him, and he said it's his birthday. To keep the peace, I paid for only his meal, but left his drink and dessert tab for everyone else to split. I left with my girlfriend and paid our bills. When we were leaving, they were still arguing over the bill. That was yesterday. I woke up this morning to find on on multiple social medias how I'm such a terrible person, how I raised the bill by ordering extra food. Mind you, they were all planning on desserts while we weren't. My girlfriend says I did the moral thing paying off for my friend's food, but I'm livid. I got peer pressured into it. Am I the asshole?
Hell no. Hell no.
Oh.
Because he's not wrong. That definitely should have been spoken upon.
Yeah.
Beforehand.
Yeah.
And what y'all mad about?
That's right. I just think that I agree with you. I in this situation, the fact that that wasn't stated until towards the end or almost practically dessert, like, wouldn't you tell everybody, hey, just FYI, the check will be split amongst everyone except for the birthday boy. So clearly his meal is going to be covered by the rest of us. So this is just a heads up that whatever the tab is, we're going to split it evenly amongst everyone.
I agree.
Okay.
So let me give y'all a little bit more information. Since I know my friends have read it, me and my girlfriend's bill came up to $200. Just entrees and one appetizer we split.
Okay.
The bill was nearing $800 at just entrees and appetizers.
Okay.
The final bill came out to $2,000-ish.
Oh, my Lord.
But the crime comes in when you add up the additional drinks. For 10 people, it came up to maybe $2,300. And most importantly, myself and my girlfriend didn't drink since we worked the next morning.
So after you do the calculations on that, right? So 2,300, let's say that's the total tab, right?
Between nine people.
It's between 9 people. You're looking at $256 per person.
I don't like to spend that on myself on a regular.
Right. Per person. So, and this is not including gratuity and taxes.
Yo, the tip though, that waiter's looking for.
What? Especially because I think if they were here in New York, anything over, what is it, 5 or 6?
It's
automatically gratuity is added. So, damn. I'm just saying, I feel like it was a setup. I feel like knowing that some people may have a better job or so, to say, during the meal or halfway, not even towards the end of the meal, that, hey, we're going to split the check, but we're also going to still add dessert. What?
And we're already at $800.
I would have been like, oh, I'm so sorry. I thought I was just covering my meal and my girl's meal because we already budgeted a certain amount for tonight and to cover the birthday boy. Because I would have stated that right away. I've been like, oh, wait, what? And if they're like, well, don't you work here? So regardless if I work here, I have bills, I have a life to live, I'm doing other things. It doesn't matter what job I have. And I don't care if this job is making $56,000 a year or $150,000 a year. Regardless of how much I make, it doesn't matter. My pockets currently right now at this moment while I'm sitting at this table with my meal is $200 and under.
Right.
So I don't know how else y'all gonna do this, but me and her budgeted this. Yep. And we're covering, what's his meal is on what, 255, and we're covering a portion of that. Okay, I got his portion. Other than that, y'all figure it the heck out.
Yep.
Especially but I don't think he was wrong for what he did, and then to like call him out on it to make him feel bad because
on social media,
that's purposely done.
Also at the table, because his friend called him out at the table. He said,
and they were like, look, I can't pay for it.
He was like,
not
purposely saying you intentionally did that to make it more expensive.
And Big Back over there intentionally bought 6 drinks.
Right. I was like, I don't know. I know you don't want me to call out everybody at this table for what they... And I'm not calling out the birthday boy.
It's your birthday.
Touche. But everybody else at this table for ordering what they ordered.
Facts. Because... whose idea was it to come to this upscale restaurant where the air is expensive?
Right. That's right. I already breathing it in already.
Yeah.
Cha-ching.
Yeah.
That I had to dress up in an actual dress.
Right. I gotta look on point, first of all. If y'all couldn't afford it, why just go
So, like, this
so
place.
ham. I could
Right.
understand if it was like the birthday boy that went ham, but Jesus,
Right.
Jesus, and again, he is not our man. He is not our man. He is not. No, it's not all of our birthday. It is one solo person's birthday.
Right.
Like, that's crazy.
Exactly.
That's so
Nuts.
bugged out.
Right.
No.
No.
No. I think they did the right thing, and I think it's really petty to run to social media and do that whole I'm gonna bash you on social media
Right.
thing because of a
yeah.
check. No, you should have been prepared for it because you should have did the research like he did.
Thank you.
Like,
exactly.
always.
Didn't we said this before?
Yeah.
Like any place that we're gonna go,
Communication.
right? We are going to do our research. We're going to figure out how to get there. We're going to figure out how much we can afford,
Yep.
what we're going to bring, and take it from there.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we have an upcoming event that we're going to in the coming week. And what did we do? How am I getting there? Well, how much is it going to cost? What are the prices? I know we're inviting other people. They have to know the things too. I'm not going to invite you to something and then not inform you of, okay, this is what it's looking like. This is how much it costs. This is what it's going to be. What do I look like as a person or as a host or as your friend?
Right.
And leaving you in the dark. That's
Right.
messed up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even going to sideswipe you by saying halfway through the event, oh yeah, just so you know, we're going to split this check. I know we spent like $2,000, but like we're going to split it evenly between the four of us. I would have looked at you like, wait a minute.
$2,000.
Right. When majority of that's not even on me.
Exactly.
Right.
And then y'all wanted to add dessert as well, but y'all mad because I got dessert too.
Right.
Right.
I intentionally did it.
Well, if I'm going to split the check, I might as well I might enjoy my dinner.
That's right.
I already split my appetizer with my chick. We got entrees that were affordable for what we were bringing.
Right.
But now y'all want me to split Boo Boo's $500 meal, and you want me to split Gucci Man's $2. You know,
Not Gucci Man.
whatever meal. So I might as well splurge on the dessert. I might as well enjoy my dessert at this point. Let me go.
As they should.
There we go.
As they should.
Yeah.
Like, why did I decide to get the lowly chicken and Tina over there and her friend Margie both decided to get the lobster?
Right, with a side of marsala.
Right? Did everybody else get the memo and not me beforehand?
But where was the text message to me? Where
Right.
was the text message saying, I would love my gift from everyone just to enjoy the night and split the bill?
Yep.
Why didn't you put that in the, like,
Why wasn't that
when you
communicated?
texted, we go in here for my birthday. This is what I expect. It is what it is. I mean, whenever we go out, we always know we split the bill.
Yes.
It's just consensus.
Yeah.
It is the way it is. Doesn't matter what is ordered, we split the bill.
Right.
But if I see you going crazy and I'll look you dead in your cornea across the table and be like, so you paying for your bill, right? I will split your check right the fuck now.
Right, or
Right.
speak up. Like, I know there was a situation where we went out and they had told us that they wanted us to split the check. And I was like, okay, but then one person, they really couldn't afford it and they had let it know. So actually, I went out. It was like a coworker, former coworkers, going away kind of thing, and she had invited the close people around her. And so when we got there, it was understood that we're splitting the check, but she did say that this person here, they are putting in their money now because they could only afford this much. So I just want you guys to have a heads up. And it was like, okay, we understand.
Yeah.
Like, I appreciated the heads up. So then whatever was remaining, the rest of us split and we
Right.
put in our portion.
But you also know not to go over. That person
Right.
should know, okay, even though I put in $50,
Right.
I am only gonna eat $50, you know.
Right.
Or
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna eat like $20 so nobody else goes crazy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that'll cover everything because we're splitting the bill. So the
Right.
bill should probably be $50 per person.
Yeah, and that's literally what happened. They put in for their meal and whatever the case was, and then everyone else split whatever was remaining at that point. But it was like, it was communicated. You know, it wasn't a surprise. It wasn't we all ate our meals and then halfway through it was like, oh, surprise. This is what's going to happen. It was like, no, this isn't okay, you know?
Yeah.
So it's things like that where I don't like these situations because this is where you lose friends and this is where and it's like, was it really that necessary to have caused all of this drama, all of this miscommunication, and when this could have just easily been solved from the get-go, so people would have had a heads up? But now you're hating on your friend, you put him in a position, and then when he fights back, you don't like that, then you throw it out to the world to make it look like he's a really terrible person, and now it's like, that's so messed up. And I think that's messed up on a lot of people's parts.
I think it's happening a lot now.
It is.
And a lot of people are putting up videos and things, like we've spoken about this before with the videos that are coming up on social media and the videos that are happening.
Yeah.
And people are just, oh, look at this, used to be my friend and they didn't care about me. And oh, their husband was supposed to pay the bill because we're all women. Like, why are we doing this?
Like, why be so dramatic? Why, like, we just went through a really tough time. Like, it's 4 years pretty much with the pandemic.
From the start of the pandemic.
And now, you know, I don't think
we outside now.
We're finally back in some kind of normalcy, in a sense, quote unquote. But, you know, a lot of people were lost. A lot of things happened. And a lot of people lost their jobs, lost their family, lost their friends. And why... And I can't understand how you can't see how short life is to be playing these stupid little games or doing these little things that were easily fixable. Easily. Like, there's no reason that this could have been, it need to blow up the way that it blew up. It didn't even have to blow. There didn't need to be a bomb.
No.
There didn't need to be a bomb for this.
Nobody needed to go crazy like this. Right. All right. Like, we all saw the menu. Like, my dude did the research. We all saw the menu beforehand.
Yeah.
All right. You all know your own personal pocket.
Yeah.
So don't go, and for the other people to just probably assume, oh yeah, we're splitting the bill, so it's fine. Nah.
I don't even understand why, like, when there are invitations now, people don't even include that. Like, I include the restaurant, I include the menu, I make sure everyone understands from the get-go what's happening. So it's not even sugar-coated, it's not a surprise. You're not like, oh, I didn't see it. I'll be like, it's in the invite, y'all. I put everything. I put the menu. I put the location. I've put how much everything will cost if it's like a group activity, and if it's not, then it's like, okay, well, pay on your own. Here it is. You
or
know
what it would be per person. You know,
right.
What's the
So
equivalent?
There's no excuse, honestly.
No
facts.
We're adults. Like, you are adults. You're an adult enough to drink. You are an adult.
Yep.
Put on your big person panties. Or underwear or whatever, and be an adult.
Put on that curtain since you big bag.
Right. Like, come on. Shit. Like, my dude was like, I got priorities. We staying under 200. You got that shit.
Right.
Like, I'm good. We got priorities.
Fine, right. Like I said, if you're not paying my bills, you're not paying for my house.
Don't be in my pocket.
You're not paying for my car.
Stay out.
You're not paying all the things then you can stay out my pocket at the end of the day.
Stay out my pocket,
I'm not our
bro.
man.
That's right.
Right. Right. And they can't expect this one person to pay for everything.
Right.
It's ridiculous that people have such a high tendency. Oh, you work at this position, so you should be able to do this. It's fine. You don't know what bills I pay every week. Right. You don't know what goes on in my life. Right. So step back.
What I need to take care of, what I need to deal with. You know, at the end of the day, you don't own my pockets.
You don't.
Thank you.
And the only person that owned his pockets is the person that was sitting next to him and said, yeah, $200 is great.
Right. And you have to be careful with titles in general because, like, a lot of people are still working through their stuff. Like, just because you hold the title of CEO don't always mean you're making CEO money. You know, a lot, especially if you're like a startup company and you haven't made it or gotten to where you want to be, don't take that title, strongly just yet. You know, so, be careful what, watching other people's pockets. Watch your own.
Watch your own.
So
be there for your pocket. Don't go be in everybody else's pocket, but also be considerate of your friends and the people that you go out with.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Yes, it may be a birthday thing, but also be considerate of the other people who are there.
Yep.
Just because, and then all of a sudden you can't pay the bill because it's split. and it's $300 and you didn't expect to pay $300, and you should have not gone overboard and said, well, my drink was water.
Right. Free.com.
Okay.
Girl,
let's
maybe not,
just
'cause it
be
was a
real.
fancy place.
Right, it was sparkling. It was sparkling.
To rack up $2,300.
That's crazy to me. First and foremost, my friend group don't go to them places, all right? And if we do, we's sharing an appetizer, because that's what it is.
And an entree.
And an entree. And you like, you gonna get that one, I'm gonna get this one. We gonna split half and half, all right? So we gets the taste of the rainbow.
Right.
Right.
I always try to pick a place that's affordable for everyone.
look.
And regardless of, and I'm not only thinking about like, I'm not thinking, oh, this person's really, really got a lot of money and this person got. I'm thinking, okay, what as a regular schmegular person, what can I afford that I think it'll be possible for others to afford?
And that we would all have a great time at. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what we usually do. We like,
I'm more about
look,
the company.
we're about the experience and hanging out with everybody
Right.
and just having a good meal.
Right. I'm all about the experience in the company. I'm not about the. And if there's someone's like, I really can't, I'm like, I got you. Like, I
Right.
want you to come out because it's about the experience. You
Right.
know? It's
Right.
It's about the friendship. It's about just reconnecting and bonding over good food. You know, so.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's all I'm
That's
saying.
wild.
So, moral of the story, we have all decided that they're not the asshole.
You're not the asshole.
That their friends are the asshole.
Yeah.
The birthday person should have been more communicative. Email, snail mail, however this invitation was sent out, and done did. So, how do you feel about it? Do you think the original poster is an asshole? Or do you think they should have just sucked it up, buttercup, and paid their way and not been, that kind of petty labelle and ordered an extra dessert? Let us know what you think.
Okay. We're going to move it on over.
Yes. So I am sure that a lot of people have heard or have been hearing about the gentleman that has supposedly time traveled through someone's shed.
I saw part of it. I did not see the whole thing. And I was like, oh, I'm going to come back to this. And I never did.
Okay.
Well, this is news to me.
So there was a gentleman, he had a house, he was renting it out, doing the Airbnb thing. Mm-hmm. And he has, cameras and stuff around the house. Mm-hmm. So he gets like, a message that there's something, coming up on
like
the camera.
an alert?
Yeah. So like you see this guy with a book bag and like, so he's like watching the video because he's like, oh crap, like is this guy going to rob me?
Right.
So the guy walks through the front yard, goes to the backyard, in which, he's regular outfit, whatever, has a book bag, goes into the shed. And now the guy's kind of like, the guy that owns the house, he's like, what is this guy doing?
Right, of course.
So he calls the cops.
Right.
Not once, twice.
Right.
Because, like, what is this guy doing in my shed?
Right.
And it's not like a big shed where you can, like, live or, like, do a bunch of crazy stuff or steal anything. Uh-huh. It's like a mini she shed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the old school type. And so the cops go, nothing. There's nobody in there, nothing. Okay. So now this guy's like really freaked out because he's like, okay, like this guy has to come out. Like there's no way that like I missed him leaving the shed.
Right.
So he now watches this whole thing, like any little thing that was going off on his cameras, he was like on it,
like
watching it. Yeah. So then the next day, an older gentleman walks out of the shed and he looks, it's so crazy. The video will be tagged below and, but he walks out. He's an older him, glasses, gray hair. You can see that he aged. It was like he aged 30 years. Like it was crazy.
It's the same guy?
From like the appearances, it looks very, very similar. So now this freaks him out even more because he's like, what the fuck? Right? So on, there's a lot of speculation. There was people like, oh no, like this guy's just trying to get like more people to like rent his Airbnb. That guy has taken his house off of Airbnb. Okay. Because, there's nobody living there, and now this is like a really scary, sketchy kind of situation. So people doing what people do and being at-home investigators, we love you, because a lot of people are speculating that there was a gentleman, I believe his name was Steve. I can't recall his last name. But he had passed in 2014, I believe. And they're believing or, speculating that it is that gentleman. And that because the coincidence of it is that when that gentleman was alive, he was so big in quantum physics and figuring out how to time jump. And like, there's a whole thing on it. It's crazy. And so like, everyone's trying to figure this out and figure out who this guy is.
So wait, they said he died in 2014.
Right.
But he went in, he was a young man. And this was in 19, you said?
Like 2014, I believe.
No, the video.
No, the video was just like a few days ago.
What the heck?
Yeah.
It's in our favorite place too.
TikTok.
Florida.
Oh, yeah, Florida.
What the?
Yep.
Wait a minute.
And
so this happened recently, but man's been dead in 2014, and you tell me he time traveled as a young man and came back as an old man.
yeah, and technically this wouldn't be the first kind of thing for that to happen, because there was a guy, I forget his name, but there was a gentleman that had built a time machine.
It's your eyes
And
for me. I'm sorry.
So he
sorry.
built a time machine, and this is factual. Like
Yeah.
you can find this. You can look up this fossil. So he built a time machine. He goes in, and he never comes back.
Oh.
Never exits. Nothing.
Oh.
Okay. I believe that the story is that everyone thought he was just like nuts. But
Usually that's
yeah.
that's the key.
And but architects found what would be a Nokia cell phone fossilized. Yeah, so it was like a what was it called? Like a time capsule, if you will.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, and like, he was like in everyday clothes,
Yeah.
So then he jumped to another time period, and then they find this, and the conspiracy is that that phone belonged to that gentleman that was obsessed with time travel.
Wow.
Damn, he got stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or he dropped it, because clearly it don't work. Like, who you gonna call?
Mm-hmm.
Ghostbusters.
I'm done with you.
Yeah, because I believe that if I'm correct, what he time traveled in, he actually died in the capsule, or something like that, where it was like found on a beach of some sort. And people were like bugged out because they're like, he doesn't look, like his style is like so weird.
You have to know where you're going, when you're going,
Right.
and how to get back.
That.
Right.
You know what I'm
That's the
saying?
key.
It's not
Right.
even just jumping and thinking, hey, this is work. It's like more like jumping and know where I'm going and how the heck do I get back here?
Right.
That's why. But this whole she shed thing, because the fact that they walked in, disappeared, and walked out the next day, and is an old man, where we teleporting to, people?
My thing is, I think a lot of people are saying, "Oh, there's the police didn't look correctly. He jumped under." I think
How
a lot of
There's
people-
nowhere to
All right,
go.
I'm gonna need
There's
to
just
see
to
the
walk
size of this
in.
shed.
Okay.
I'm gonna need to see this, because how you walk, like how
There's
you
nowhere.
gonna say?
There's nowhere for him to go. I
No,
just
absolutely.
watched it.
Like,
It's-
unless you know what I'm saying, like, you would really have to figure
there
it.
has to be the only way is people are saying that there's a tunnel underneath. If you know Florida ground, there
It's
is
swamp.
no way there is a tunnel under that shed. We'll link the TikTok when we post. There is no way there is a tunnel under that shed.
My only concern about time travel is, from the digging that I've done, is that if you time travel, okay,
Now this is not like Back to the Future time travel, people. This
Right,
is
right,
like we're
right, like, it's just it, like, when you start to think about physics and just like, realistically, I have so many questions because from my understanding is we can't time jump
No.
to 2036 because it hasn't happened.
Right.
So like you'd have to be jumping timelines from, would you be jumping timelines from when you existed?
Or are you jumping alternate timelines?
Or alternate
Universes,
right.
Mandela effects. And this is why
Right.
we get our Mandela effects, because we remember one thing and then something else is different.
Yeah.
So that's how I see it. Are you jumping alternate timelines to change? Because every time something changes, it creates that new timeline.
Right.
So
Just like the killer bees thing or hornets or whatever they were.
Yeah.
Like whoever was time jumping and trying to like fix that,
you didn't do it.
you forgot the meth gators in Tennessee, and then also like you forgot the crack sharks or whatever it was.
Or you forgot all the cicadas that have decided to
Right,
come
like,
and
why
wreak
did you not
havoc in
stop
our
that? Like,
this is something like people should not be calling the police for the cicadas. Just putting that out there right now.
Right.
But-
Because like of all the things that you could save us from, please let it be the bugs.
For real.
But for real, like that, him looking.
Her face watching the video.
I can't.
Yeah. Do you see what I'm talking about? Like that whole thing. Like this guy literally.
Yeah, and it does look like the person.
Yeah, and that's what's scary
And it's
about it.
it's a Ring camera, and we have a Ring camera, so it's pretty clear.
Yeah.
Okay,
His
and
foot-
it's
yeah, and-
it's really clear, and it's one of the outside cameras from the front of the house and no person just rolls into your place, yo.
Right. What is it that you had in that little she said that allowed him to transport to another time?
Yo.
And then come back. And then I'm just curious, why did you come back to this timeline?
Timeline.
Because
Are
it's
we
not that
better?
great.
Or is it better? Like, can you tell me what's going? Like, did you come back to play the lottery? Right, because if I see your face as a winner of the lottery, I'm gonna be pissed.
Well, if he had the like, you know, the smarts about it, he would not.
we talked about it. Play the
Right,
lottery.
he wouldn't play the numbers himself. He'd give it to somebody
else to play. Right.
and then they'd cut it because that's the
Right.
smart thing to do, so you don't get caught.
This is wild. Sorry, guys. I was literally like looking at the video. What I hate the most is that it's a ring.
It's a ring.
The thing
Yeah.
about the ring is, because we have one, it only catches movements, but sometimes it doesn't catch movement until after it's done.
Right.
So like whenever our phones go off, usually it was like, oh, somebody's at the front. But by the time I look at it, or by the time I look at the video, the person's already like down the block, or
Right,
like
right,
you're just
right.
seeing the tail end of them. You're not even seeing them in front. The only time I see someone in front and is mostly like if they're coming through our gate. So majority of anybody else walking or crisscrossing, I'm missing it. So it's like, I don't know.
Right.
For his ring specifically, if he was like, because he saw the guy in the yard, it was like, oh, I'm just gonna watch the whole time, because once you're watching live, it will be continuous. So it's a little
And that's what
difficult
he
because
claims he does, that he's like watched it for
Yeah.
the
I didn't get to hear it.
entirety of the day.
That's wild.
Like it is wild because knock down the she shed.
Right. It gotta go. It
Nobody's
gotta go.
time traveling on my
It
property,
has
and
to
I'm not getting
go.
paid.
At
And
this
it's a
point.
All of
small
a sudden,
shed. It's
yeah.
not massive. It's not like a garage.
Only
It's-
one person could fit in that.
Oh yeah.
Maybe two.
Two
Two
tops.
if you're like
But
skinny and not
but,
big.
Right.
no, but not to
Skinny
live
mini.
in, not to sleep in.
No,
Right.
nobody's sleeping
And
in
not
there.
to-
You're
not to
standing
just
up to sleep in
age
that.
for 30
Right.
years.
Right. And the guy definitely looks like he's wearing different clothes, different glasses, and older.
Right.
That's crazy.
And because there were people that did ran face recognition on him, and that's where they came up with the conspiracy that it would be Steve.
the guy who passed.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Let me know your thoughts on time travel, though.
Yeah.
That's wild. It will be linked below, so make sure you check it out.
Woo!
That was
You
a
got
good
me going for a loop on that
one.
one.
was a
That
good
one,
Yeah.
that one's got me going. That's gonna have me tripping for a minute. You imagine somebody coming in the yard and then they just disappear behind a tree, and I'm like, what the?
We gotta
We gotta cut that whole tree down.
You gonna see me running in the summer house.
We gotta
I just need the lotto numbers.
Right. If you're gonna time travel, give me the numbers.
That's
but then,
all.
Remember, we spoke about that though.
I know.
The conspiracy about the lotto.
Yeah.
We gonna
If
have
you only
somebody
use
else.
one
Yeah.
ticket, that's how they catching the time travelers.
Yep.
So give me a couple.
Right.
tickets.
Right.
All right, guys. All right. So
Talk to us.
I got you.
Talk to us.
So we are all very, this is for anyone, honestly, partners, but I'm really talking to our lovely ladies. And this is just in general. I just think it's not even general. I think it was just a situation that came up and I was like, I am wondering, do our partners, I want to know, do our partners have unrealistic expectations of softness from women who are strong, who are independent, who have done well for themselves? Or, it could be any woman, but I'm thinking in particular there.
In-depth
But do we
question.
feel our partners have an unrealistic, and I don't want to say men and just pull them out because it's not only men that,
just partners
it's
in
partners in total. But I'm thinking also like in the last few years, I feel like a lot of women have had to step up and we've been more independent. We are more stronger. We're more successful. We're bringing in more. But because we have been so independent we've been so successful and independent in our lives that, at this point we have a partner in our lives where we're just like, with you, I just want to be, I want to be a little soft, but I also know who I am and what I'm about and where I'm going, what I'm doing. But at the same time, in the other parts of my life, I have to be on my A game. But in this relationship, how does that, do you think it's unrealistic they think it's unrealistic for a strong woman?
Look, I think it is because
an unrealistic expectation.
Being that I am a very independent person as well, and I know a lot of very independent, strong women, and I have to speak on my own. We all want to be in our little soft girl era, okay? In our little soft girl era, people don't really know. It's like, I want to be a pretty, pretty princess. I want to be catered to because I have to be strong in all other aspects of my life.
Yes.
This is the one
Area.
in my life I want to be taken care of.
Right.
I want to be just a little bit pampered.
Right.
I want that, and I don't get it.
Right.
Yes.
And I'm not getting it because I still have to be hard in this relationship because now I'm also building you up, and I don't get my need of being in my soft girl
Right.
era. When I watch other girls being pretty, pretty princesses, and I'm out here like paying the bills.
Right. So it's like we have a good friend and
Yes.
they're doing very well for themselves and they're very successful. They worked hard to be where they are, and they have a partner who, is coming up, working on themselves. They're doing the best that they can, and she's very like, it's all good, once you're striving for that, I'm completely okay with that. I am still going to do me. And they've had their ups and downs back and forth. But I think what got me was just the fact that in one of their low times, the partner was very much like saying like, I don't deserve her. I don't deserve her. And I was like, why do you say that? And it's like, because there's, basically like, I don't bring anything to the table. And I'm like, well, you bring yourself, and that's what she wants. It's you. But it was like, she had to be the strong one to make them feel comfortable in the relationship. And I'm like, is she in a sense, not financially and not independently, but does she have to dub herself down to make them feel secure?
I feel like
So she can't be a soft girl. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even though she wants to. But like, it's not by choice. But like, you get what I'm saying? I'm like trying to say it in the best way possible.
So it's more like, and this isn't any monogamous partnership, let's say it that way, that there's going to be this one person that is like, I'm going to build you no matter what. I am here to support you. And then there's the other one that's like, I'm not emotionally there. I don't deserve you. You should be with someone else.
Or someone like just as.
Or someone like blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And they're like, no, I'm here for you. I'll do it all. Even though I need a little bit more out of this.
Right.
I
Like,
want
if I'm
to
gonna-
be the one
Yeah.
that can cry.
Right. Like if I'm
wanna
gonna.
be the one.
No, you're good. It's like if I'm gonna give it all, and I'm gonna do it all, then I expect that you like the expectation is when I'm here in this moment in this feels that you're gonna do this, because if I'm catering to all of your needs and I'm catering to making you the best that you can be, then I'm turning around and going, hey, all I'm asking is I want you to take the lead, you know, in this part of my life.
Right.
Because in our, like, sometimes I feel like, you know, it's like, yes, I'm in control here a majority of my life, but I'm asking for this 25% right here. See this 25% out of 100? This 25%, I'm okay with you taking the lead. I'm okay
Taking
with
control.
you taking control. I'm okay with being, you know, in my moments.
And saying Zaddy's home.
Right. Right. You know?
Okay. And I think and it's not just women. I do see it in other partnerships as well. That certain people in said partnerships have become very like, it's more like the other one has to build them up so much. And they have to be the strong one when you can tell. They've been like, I've been rocking this strong for 6 years.
Yeah.
I'm ready to step back and not rock this strong anymore. I'm ready to sit back and just be in my little era.
Yeah. In my
You know,
area.
in my little era. That's what
Yeah.
I want.
Right. And it's like, you know, I sometimes, like, in my past relationship, I felt like that. Like, I wanted to be, I was just like, yeah, I'm very independent. I'm successful in what I'm doing. I'm stable in what I'm doing. I'm not rich. I'm not poor, but I'm okay.
Right.
I have, you know, a great family, great everything, blah, blah, blah. My partner, he was struggling a little bit, but he wasn't doing horrible. You know, it got to the point where, you know, he was like, hey, I got this, you know, potential new position that's coming up. What do you think? And I'm like, go for it. You know, it doesn't hurt to go for it. And you never know what comes out of it. And I was helping to push him and make him feel more adequate, you know, equal. Yeah, exactly. And I wanted to take a step back and be like, you know, at the end of the day, I want you to feel like you're leading. And I wanted him to lead because I was already leading in every other part of my life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm already doing this and I'm doing that and I'm the head of this and I already have to control that. And I'm tired of leading the way. I'm okay with, in this relationship, you take charge. You know, I'm not saying that I won't have my say and I'm not saying we're not equal partners, but I'm also okay with taking a step back in certain areas in our relationship and you leading the way. And I just felt like I wasn't getting that either. I felt like I couldn't be the pretty little princess I wanted to be because I'm like, I'm already the president and dictator and everything else, but I want to be, I just want to be, can I just be the queen and you be the king? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I already have to be the king and the ruler on everything else. Can you just let me be the queen? You know what I'm saying?
So hard.
Let me just act like I have ladies in waiting and I have tea parties to go to for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want the worst thing to be, I have to go see my girls.
Oh, life's so hard.
It's my day-to-day stuff. I have to go shopping. Oh my gosh. I have to go see the girls. My Lord. Don't even get me started on the pedicure manicure I have to go get. Jesus Louise.
It's so
and
hard. Life's so hard.
I can't wait to come home because I already know you're gonna have food on the table for me.
Waiting
what a
for me.
day I can't have. You know, that's all I want. It's just like, and not all the time.
No, I just want my little soft girl era.
Right. And I was just like, I'm okay with just this moment.
My little soft girl era where, I'm sorry, instead of me, this is it. Instead of me catering to you and all of your wants and needs, please cater to mine.
Right.
Yes.
That's what it is. But I'm not asking for this 24/7. I am asking for this maybe 3 times a month.
I'm done. But I feel like the
All right.
reason I bring it up is because I feel like and this is just based off of what I'm seeing on Reels and TikTok, that with a woman doing all of what she is doing, a successful woman doing all that she's doing, that includes mothers, who are got the kids,
Strong.
working a full job, coming home and making sure there's food on the table, and doing, a million things in a day, and then have to turn around and do it again the next day. And she just wants a moment. That it's become unrealistic for them to have these moments, because it's like, well, no, like, why are you? And it's like out of pocket for some reason. And it's like, that's not the case. It's she just needs her moment because she's doing so much as it is. I'm not saying guys aren't doing much, but you have to think about it as a woman too. In this world, we're doing we're cleaning, we're taking care of the kids, we're working a full-time job, where and in some cases some of us don't even have kids, and we're still running around with a billion things on our plate, and we're still trying to keep up with life in general. And it's like, when do I get this moment to just chill and be this soft girl,
Right.
and it feels like I can't be, because I have to put a face on, I have to be strong, and I have to do all these things just to keep up in this world.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, wow, when are we able to just be this?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying we're going back in time. That's definitely what I'm saying. I'm not saying, and some people it's great for them and for others it's not. But I'm not saying let's go back to a time where women were in the kitchen and taking care of the household. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that sometimes these women and a lot of us who have been taught to be independent, taught to be strong, taught to manage yourself, taught that if anything should happen in your relationship, no matter what kind of relationship it is, that if it turns sour, you know how to pick yourself up and keep it pushing regardless.
Right.
You always have that backup no matter what happens. Like, because you've seen or been through, or somebody has taught you, like, I've been through it, I don't want to see you through it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But then it's kind of hard to get out of something like that when you're in a relationship, and then that partner doesn't understand why you're trying to be soft.
That I think that is the key. When the partner has met you one way, and you're like, I'm now ready to be in my soft era, and then you start being soft, and they look at you like, what's wrong with you?
Right.
Everything. How about that?
And then you're like, maybe it's just not time to be in my soft era, and you switch it back. And it,
But is that fair?
Right.
It's not. It should be. It should be allowed. It should be normalized for us to just be able to be soft.
Right.
Have my soft moment.
Right. And I struggle with that. I think that it's because I was soft for a long time, and then I had to kind of flip the switch because I come before everything else. And I was taught to be mom number 2.
Yeah.
So, I was taught to take care or babysit or, all of those things in between, and then work. And it gets so bad that I realize now that because I became so independent and I've hardened my shell far too much, it's very difficult for me to be in the soft era again. And very few people are able to see me in my softness. And I do miss that. I miss that because I love the dresses and I love doing my makeup and having my hair done and just, walking in and be like, who's up? You know what I'm saying? Like, be excited. But I definitely feel that. That just punched me in the chest. But it should be completely normal for any independent woman or man
yes,
to be able to come home or be able to just take off today's shell and just be soft.
Yeah.
Because I think everyone goes through enough that, or stays or maintains so busy that we don't realize that we need that moment of softness. Whether it's, from the time you walk in from work or school or, whatever it is, because we're human.
Yeah.
And sometimes we do forget that we're human.
Yeah.
And like that softness is just so...
It's a balance.
Exactly. Without that, I don't think that we'll survive. Realistically, because then we'll be too used to keeping the show on 24/7. And then when one day we wake up, look in the mirror, and we're just like, I miss the way you used to smile.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's something not being catered to. There's a need that's not being addressed, and so when over time, when that continues to happen, when that continues to happen, then it's like, well, then I missed out, and then I'm depleted now because I missed something that isn't working or it wasn't catered to, and now that it's missed, I can't. There's nothing I can. It's gone. It's gone.
That's a little deep.
I know it was.
It was very deep.
Well, let me know what you guys think about. Do you think it's, partners have this unrealistic expectation of softness, or having a soft girl era? What does that mean to you? And have you experienced it? Are you doing it now, or have you never thought about it because you're used to what you've been doing in your life?
Right.
So definitely want to hear from you guys on that one.
We all want to be a little Princess Peach, all right?
Yes. It is not a sign of weakness.
I think Princess Peach went through a lot, but this year she changed.
She changed. She's a little hard girl. She in her hard girl era because she's been in her soft girl era, being kidnapped all the time. All right.
Oh my God.
Annoying. That was
right. Dramatic.
Annoying. Right. And by the same kidnapper
every time.
Right.
Every time.
The most.
Right, and she loved it.
Self-defense at this point.
She loved every single part of it.
Right.
She was a soft girl, and she was kidnapped and saved every time.
But who can get kidnapped by the same person several times?
She enjoyed
Right.
She enjoyed
self-defense at this point.
She enjoyed being in that castle.
I'm going to a kung fu class.
That's it.
I'm learning I'm learning hood so I can learn to take him out. You know what I'm saying? This can't happen again. Jeez. But anyway, let us know what you think about that. All right, guys. So we're going to move on to our recommendations. And I am super excited for this recommendation. Now, it's new to me, literally brand new for me, but I'm excited to start it. It's a book. It's called The Mystery Agency. That's the name of the company, and it's an interactive puzzle book. And the one I got is called The Museum Heist by Henry Lewis. And so what this book basically is about, it's set in the 1920s, and basically you're looking for a stolen item. And what happened is you're trying to figure out who stole it. So in this book, there are pages that you do have to cut out, and it's a hardcover, guys. This isn't even a softcover book. There are pages you have to cut out, and you actually have to fill out as you're reading the story. And they're dozers. So it's about 8 different dozers you need to fill out on different people. There's a theft report you have to fill out, and there are puzzles and codes and things you have to crack in this book. So as you're reading and going, you're trying to solve it, and by the end you should have all of your suspects filled out and know exactly how it happened, where it happened, all of that. I am so excited because I love mysteries, but I'm super excited about this because you're learning and going and doing things as you're trying to figure out what happened. So I recommend this book. Again, it's by the Mystery Agency, interactive puzzle book. It's called The Museum Heist by Henry Lewis.
All right. I mean, I'm excited to look at the book after. Just saying. All right. So my recommendation, I've gone really nerdy for the last few days, and I've been watching a lot of anime, and I have just come across this amazing anime called Solo Leveling. It is so interesting. It is set in South Korea. It is actually a web novel that has been re-envisioned as an anime. It is about a character who levels up, goes through a lot, is the weakest of the weak, and becomes really strong. And we see that journey of that. The animation is so good, and I am so addicted to this anime. There are only 13 episodes and it's only one season. It has been approved for season 2. There are 14 books that came out back in 2016 for the novel. It is a South Korean web novel. If you do want to go online and check it out, I do not know where you can get it, but the anime is dubbed in English and subbed for my subbed people, and you can listen to it in other languages. It is on Crunchyroll. Definitely take a watch. Solo Leveling.
Nice.
Okay, for once I don't have a Netflix watch. But for my Nicolas Cage fans,
Me.
I am recommending
Yeah, you recommend it.
I am recommending Dream Scenario. If you haven't seen it, definitely watch it. It is on Max, Hulu, Apple TV, and Prime Video. And so Dream Scenario is basically a family man finds out a family man basically has his life turned upside down once he realizes, or more, he and his wife realize that everyone seems to be dreaming about him. But it isn't in the way that you'd expect. And the reason it's a very, you could consider it kind of horror. But it is very brain bending. So basically, just in a nutshell, in everyone, it starts as his daughter having the same dream over and over and over, and he's just kind of useless in this dream. And then all of a sudden, his students and his friends and so on and so forth, and he just seems to be doing nothing. But something changes where those basically dry dreams turn very hellish very quickly for a lot of people. So, with that being said, I leave it up to our viewers.
Yeah.
Check it out. It's Dream Scenario with Nicolas Cage, and it is on Max, Hulu. It's on Max, Hulu. If you have the premium subscription to YouTube, Amazon Video, Apple TV, and Google Play, definitely check it out.
Nice. I'm definitely going to check it out. 100%. I love Nicolas Cage. So, and I'm so excited because he's been coming back with some movies. So that sounds exciting.
Love him.
Yes. All right, guys. So thank you so much for listening. Definitely, again, if you have any recommendations for us, check out our socials and recommend some things for us. And if you've tried any of our recommendations, definitely let us know. Hit us up. You can message on one of our socials, or you could DM us, and we'll definitely respond and try them and let you know how they went. So again, thank you guys for listening, and this has been
My Kinda Convo.